But it's not just people from Ukraine that are stuck in the middle of this war. A Tampa couple is finally home from a long journey from Russia. They were visiting when the U.S. imposed sanctions to close airspace to all flights from the country. Sanctions that, as 10 Tampa Bay's Hannah Deneen explains, trap them abroad.
Tampa-native Jonathan Bush and his Russian-born wife had been living in Russia since December.
It was great. I was having a good time. We went to a 10-day trip to Sochi, and we had a ski trip there, and I learned to ski in 5 days.
But fun adventures abroad came to a striking halt as the Russian invasion of Ukraine took them by surprise.
My wife and her dad, they started talking like, hey, maybe you guys should leave. And then we heard about the first bomb.
The couple hopped on a Russian flight from Moscow to New York. They made it halfway across the Atlantic.
Basically, Canada said we can't fly over their airwaves. So we're going to have to turn around and go all the way back to Moscow.
As they were in the air last Sunday, Canada banned Russian planes from entering its airspace as part of severe sanctions imposed on Russia.
We get to Moscow, everyone's panicking.
Ultimately, the trip to Russia ended with a flight out of Qatar, landing safely in New York on Wednesday.
Never been so glad to be back in America. Never been so glad and proud to be American.
But he's also proud of his wife, who has chosen not to be named or shown due to fear of retaliation from the Russian government. Jonathan hopes people know she, like most Russians, does not stand behind this invasion.
She's not Putin. Putin doesn't represent everybody in Russia, just like Trump and Biden doesn't represent all Americans. We got to treat people as individuals.
Putin's government is cracking down on anyone who speaks out against its actions. They could face fines or criminal charges that could mark their records for life.